The Zephyrian fleet hung motionless in the void, their crystalline ships reflecting the dying light of a distant star. Admiral Cathara watched the tactical display with growing despair, as the red dots representing the Void Hunters closed in from all sides. Her people's most advanced vessels, crafted from living crystal and powered by harmonized energy cores, were outnumbered 10-1. "Admiral, our shields are down to 30%, reported her tactical officer, his luminescent skin flickering with distress patterns. "The Void Hunters' plasma cannons are overwhelming our defenses." Cathara's forearms moved across her command interface with practiced precision, but she knew it was futile. The Zephyrians had been explorers and traders for millennia, their technology focused on efficiency and beauty rather than warfare. Their ships could outrun almost anything in the galaxy, but cornered like this, speed meant nothing. "Send a final message to the homeworld," she commanded, her voice maintaining the dignified calm her species was known for. "Tell them we died with honor protecting the trade routes." As if responding to her resignation, the lead Void Hunter vessel opened fire. The massive black ship, bristling with weapons and scarred from countless battles, sent a stream of superheated plasma toward the Zephyrian flagship. Cathara closed her eyes, preparing for the end. The impact never came. Instead, alarms blared as something massive dropped out of hyperspace directly between the fleets. Cathara's eyes snapped open to see the most peculiar vessel she had ever encountered. It was crude compared to Zephyrian aesthetics, angular, gray, and covered in what appeared to be random protrusions and weapon emplacements. But it was also enormous, easily dwarfing even the largest Void Hunter dreadnought. "Unknown vessel. This is Admiral Cathara of the Zephyrian Trade Federation," she transmitted on all frequencies. "Who are you?" The response came in heavily accented galactic standard. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UES Indomitable, representing the Terran Defense Force. We received your distress signal. Mind if we even the odds a bit?" Terran? Cathara had heard whispers of the newcomers, a young species that had only achieved faster-than-light travel 50 years ago. Most galactic civilizations dismissed them as primitive upstarts, barely worth noticing. The Void Hunters apparently felt the same way. Their lead ship turned its weapons toward the human vessel and fired a full broadside. The plasma bolt struck the Terran ship's hull, causing minor explosions across its surface. When the energy discharge cleared, the human vessel was not only intact but seemingly unbothered. "Armor plating holding steady," came another human voice over the comm. "Their weapons can't penetrate our depleted uranium composite hull." "Excellent. Let's return the favor," Captain Chen replied. What happened next defied everything Cathara thought she knew about space combat. The human ship didn't fire elegant energy beams or sophisticated particle weapons. Instead, it launched what appeared to be crude metal projectiles. Thousands of them, accelerated to incredible velocities by magnetic coils. The kinetic rounds tore through the Void Hunter shields as if they weren't there. The alien pirates, accustomed to energy-based warfare, had no defense against simple mass traveling at relativistic speeds. 3 of their ships exploded in seconds, their hulls shredded by the primitive but devastatingly effective weapons. "How?" Cathara whispered to herself. As if hearing her thoughts, Captain Chen's voice came over the comm again. "Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, Admiral. We humans learned warfare the hard way, against each other for thousands of years. We know how to make things that break other things." The remaining Void Hunters, shocked by the sudden reversal, regrouped and attempted to flank the human vessel. But the Terran ship moved with surprising agility for something so massive, its thrusters burning with controlled nuclear fire. More kinetic rounds streaked across space, each one finding its mark with terrifying precision. "Their targeting system," breathed Cathara's tactical officer. "They're not using quantum targeting or harmonic resonance. They're using mathematics, pure ballistic calculations." Indeed, while galactic civilizations had developed increasingly sophisticated targeting systems that relied on exotic physics, the humans had simply perfected the ancient art of calculating trajectory, velocity, and impact. Their computers didn't need to manipulate quantum fields or harmonize with their targets. They just needed to put metal where their enemies would be. Within minutes, the Void Hunter fleet was in full retreat, their supposedly invincible ships fleeing from technology they couldn't comprehend in its very simplicity. "Well, that was fun," Captain Chen said cheerfully. "Admiral Cathara, are your people injured? We have medical teams standing by." We Kithara struggled to find words. Her entire worldview had just been shattered by watching a species she'd considered primitive defeat an enemy that had terrorized the galaxy for decades. How did you know to come? How did you arrive so quickly? We've been monitoring distress calls in this sector for months, Chen explained. The Galactic Council might not think much of us humans yet, but we figure the best way to make friends is to help folks when they need it. As for getting here quickly, well, our ships might not be pretty, but they're fast and tough. Kithara realized she was witnessing something unprecedented in galactic history. Every species that had achieved interstellar travel had done so by transcending their violent past, developing sophisticated technology and enlightened philosophy. The humans were different. They had carried their warrior heritage with them to the stars, refining it rather than abandoning it. Captain Chen, she said formally, the Zephyrian Trade Federation owes you a debt that cannot be repaid. No debt necessary, Admiral. We're all sharing this galaxy together, right? Might as well look out for each other. As the human ship prepared to depart, escorting the damaged Zephyrian vessels to safety, Kithara made a mental note to recommend immediate diplomatic contact with Earth. The galaxy had spent eons assuming that advancement meant moving beyond crude methods and primitive thinking. Perhaps it was time to reconsider what true strength looked like. The humans, with their kinetic weapons and warrior hearts, had just proven that sometimes the most sophisticated solution was the simplest one. When someone threatened your neighbors, you showed up with the biggest stick you could find and made the bullies think twice. In the depths of space, the UES Indomitable continued on its patrol route, ready to answer the next distress call from species who were about to discover that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology. It was their unwillingness to let others face the darkness alone.